always right.
You're always right.
No, not always.
Yes, you are.
I'm always right. Just
Okay,
kidding.
we are back to talk about a very controversial issue happening right now. Now, North Carolina, the LGBT law that's happened like about a month ago, I think. It initially started in because of a city in Charlotte. They wanted to make a law that that would like prosecute businesses or whatever businesses basically if they were discriminatory against gays, lesbians, transgender people. So North Carolina, like, it's supposed to be a state-run regulation, so they felt that they were overstepping their boundaries for like the local government to make some kind of law. So this law was in response to that. Now, Kurt Skilling, former baseball player, former ESPN analyst, was fired on Wednesday for offensive commentary. He shared a Facebook post that responded to the North Carolina law that bars trans. Oh my god.
You good?
You all right?
No, I'm very sick. That bars transgender people from using locker rooms and bathrooms that do not correspond to their birth genders. The post showed an overweight man wearing a wig and women's clothes with a t-shirt cut out, and it says, "Let me in to the restroom with your daughter, or you're a judgmental, narrow-minded, unloving, racist bigot." So obviously it was sarcastic, and the guy shared it saying, "A man is a man, no matter what they call themselves. I don't care what they are, who they sleep with. Men's was designed for a penis, and women not so much. Now you need laws to tell us differently. Pathetic." So. Then ESPN sent a statement. Kurt Skilling has been advised that his conduct was unacceptable and his employment with ESPN has been terminated. And then he went to a radio show in Boston and said, "To be in a place where people actually believe I am a racist or transphobic says to me that something has gone horribly askew somewhere." I replied to the post. I didn't post it. Then Skilling's son, Grant, defended his father Tuesday on Facebook, saying, "And while I will say he's not the most well-informed in the modern LGBT culture, I can assure you he's made great strides to understand people today. If he were a bigot, he wouldn't have allowed my trans friends to stay over. He uses proper pronouns." And basically that was the end of it.
Wait, so he
So
said
thoughts?
this on social media, not on...
No.
Not, I thought that he said this while he was, like, on the job.
No.
Yeah, I mean, this situation, it goes to show you how close now employers monitor your social media
Yeah.
sites, which, this is a whole nother debate, but, whether employers should be looking at your private life, I don't know. That's up to them.
I thought that he said it while he was, like, on the job, and that's why I was like, he's allowed to say whatever he wants, but if he was on...
It's kind of irrelevant to sports.
Yeah.
See, my thing is... despite whatever you feel on the issue itself, I don't believe that people should be fired for speaking their minds on these kind of issues. And I feel like that is I feel like ESPN has done this before to people. NFL, ESPN, whatever. They have very narrow-minded... It's like, think like us or not. And like the fact that he was fired over something that's kind of mainstream. Like, a lot of people are saying it. I'm not saying like, whatever, like conservative points of view. Like, it's a very not that nuts to say, I think men's room should be for boys or whatever. Whatever. Like, yeah, I get like how you feel. And I don't think he should say it on air. And they said, if you want to be so politically provocative, you should not be in sports. Which, okay, like I understand that, but... Is being politically provocative just meaning not being politically correct? And I should get fired from my job for sharing a post that wasn't that hateful? Like, I mean, I don't know. It just kind of makes me feel like he's right. Like, something has gone wrong here. Maybe talk to him. Say, like, look, you can't talk about this stuff. Like, you have a contract with us. Yeah. Like, but to fire somebody blatantly made ESPN look really, really bad, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, maybe what they should have done, I mean, even though those comments certainly offended people and everything, maybe, they would have given him, they could have given him another chance by just suspending him like 60 days or something, but then, that's what they chose to do, was to fire them, I guess, because, this is a very...
But I think it just shows
topic.
you the cultural war we are in. And I wrote this in an position paper that I did the other day for my media class that Bernie's leading a political revolution, and I think Trump is leading a cultural one. And it's like he's making a real effort to stomp on this political correctness, stop this one narrow-minded worldview. You know, it's being indoctrinated on college campuses, and it's going to our entertainment. It's poison. It's not allowing people to communicate honestly with one another. You policing what I speak about, you telling me what I could say, what is proper, what won't offend people. It's not allowing true exchange of ideas to happen. And I think that it's really damaging to free speech. And I don't believe, you don't have to believe what he says. You don't, like, not all ideas you don't have to see as equal, but you should believe in his right to say it. And I think it was disgusting that ESPN fired him for that. I'm sorry.
I agree with you. I don't think that should have.
And also on his Facebook. He wasn't live on air. He wasn't
Yeah.
interviewing
Yeah,
the LGBT person, a transgender person.
It didn't say, it wasn't anything related to ESPN
Yeah,
at
but
all.
he said, what he said wasn't even that controversial. Like, he didn't say, like,
what, some people aren't.
like, get
Oh,
these
no.
people out. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then now Target is having a national fundamentalist Christian group is encouraging people to boycott Target over the new LGBT friendly bathroom policy. So basically, Target's saying that everyone. Oh, and another thing, that the North Carolina law, he made it clear if somebody was transitioned, as long as that it was on the birth certificate, like if you're a boy and you changed to a girl, as long as you got it fixed on your birth certificate, you were allowed to use the bathrooms. It wasn't if you ever had a sex change. It was just that if you weren't fully transitioned, you can't use the bathroom. Which I think some people are scared. Like, what if a man dresses up as a woman and has no desire to have a sex change, but is using it as for a predatory feel? Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable bringing a little girl into a bathroom where you don't know if that person's actually transgender or they're just doing it to be.
I think it's like a not very black and white issue, and I think there are both sides. Like, now the transgender person who really does feel like a girl can't use the bathroom, you know, and like I get that point, and I get both sides of the argument.
Yeah, you know, what they could have done. I mean, this is not possible in some stores, some restaurants. You know how they have, you know, just the bathroom that's unisex, where it just says restroom on it, and it's for both. I mean, that would probably be the best choice to avert all this controversy and all these fears. I mean, you know. I
don't. It's just, I think that's scary that somebody could be fired for that, and maybe he doesn't want to go into politics. Maybe he doesn't want to work in politics, but he has an opinion. Or
he's allowed to say what he feels.
Isn't the public allowed to have an opinion on politics, or
maybe
is it just
he's not allowed to say it
just
on the
if
job,
you work in politics? He didn't say it on the job.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Just because you work in just because you don't work in politics means you can't have a political opinion. That's. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Different from what's culturally accepted.
Sorry to laugh.
It's like just insinuating that it's justifiable to ban people, fire people for having evil, toxic ideas, and it's very damaging to our society, and I think people are scared to speak up how they really feel, and we're kind of being bullied into like a corner saying like, if you think this, you are racist, bigot, whatever, and it's like, I'm really not. I'm not, but I'm scared to speak up because I'm scared that
people are gonna say
they know it ruins people's jobs. They know that once you put racist or bigot on somebody, their job is ruined forever, and I think a lot of people are using this as a political weapon, and a lot of Democrats.
And now this guy is probably not gonna. Where is he gonna find a job?
Nowhere.
Really? Because everyone. It's not. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's not that they think like you have to think our way. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I'm not advocating for his side or their side. I'm advocating for the right to say the right to say how he feels.
Yeah.
And these people that are always preaching tolerance really have no tolerance at all. The exact hostility that they're trying to eradicate, they're creating. A lot of people that maybe not even care about this issue are now fed up because this guy got fired. They might have not cared at all, but they might now just go to his side because they don't think that's fair to like completely just bully somebody out of his job for speaking his mind. What if he was talking about Trump, right, and was saying, oh, he's a racist, I'm going to go to Canada? I'm sure he wouldn't have lost his job. I mean, I guess that's different, but he's talked about Hillary Clinton before and got in trouble for it. That's why I'm bringing up Trump. He's like said Hillary should be in jail or something, and I think he got in trouble for that too. But like people talk about Trump all the time. That's fine, like because it's culturally accepted. There's such a double standard. I don't know.
Crazy topic. Crazy.
I don't really care about the bathroom issue. I really have no interest in it. I really don't care. I just believe in people's right to say
how they feel.
Just say how they feel about it.
Yeah.
Let's have an open discussion. Let's exchange ideas with one another.
Yeah.
You don't like my idea? Okay, that's fine. Let the law decide. Let's see what our legislators think. But I think we should all talk about it. It shouldn't be one way or you're racist. It shouldn't be one way or you lose your job.
This is what it's come down to. It's you either think this way
you agree
or
with
you're
me,
considered a racist.
You agree with me, or
whatever happens to people having different opinions, different beliefs.
I know.
It's crazy.
And
that
it's
this
not
is, what
hateful.
It's
not hateful ideas. It's actually bringing up good points.
Yeah.
I'm not against transgender people. Do what you want.
I respect them 1,000%. If that's what you want to be, then.
But transition, then. I guess, for North Carolina law, if you don't like it, leave. Because I believe in states' rights to create their own laws.
Yeah.
And if you don't like North Carolina's law, leave. Or fully transition. I guess maybe that's hard, but or if you're confused, then you shouldn't be using the other bathroom.
No, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the governor or the senators or representatives in that state have this law, abolished because it's causing so much controversy. They're losing business.
Yeah.
So something has to be improved or.
Trump brought that up.
Yeah.
He only cares about the economic part of it. He was like, I think there should be a lot I think they should abolish it because economically they're they're getting hurt. But then the people are saying, well, all he care about is money. So I don't know. It's an issue that I didn't care for much of it until now you're starting to bully people into thinking one way. Now I'm starting to care about it. It's it's the same thing with everything. I never really cared about politics until I was told that I have to think a certain way through my entertainment and social media. I felt like I was living in a culture where I just felt uncomfortable. I felt like I was always being told I was a racist through watching Comedy Central, making fun of Republicans. I always just felt like that was weird. I didn't know much about politics, and then I finally got interested in it, and they pushed me to the point to want to study this stuff in school because I actually felt like it was very one-sided, the culture we live in, very liberal, and it made me see what's the other side? Is everyone really racist? Is America really racist? Are they really these hateful people that we're always talking about? Sexist, wage gap, all this stuff. And it's you look into it, you're like, the wage gap is kind of a myth. Not really. People really don't discriminate. Even affirmative action, everything, with jobs and stuff. More people now will be hired if, you're a girl or African American. And it's we've made such great strides, and why don't we ever talk about the greatness of this country rather than just always focusing on the negatives, always talking about.
Yeah, I mean, every time you turn on, no matter what news channel, it's always bad news. It's always negative.
Something bad that's going on.
When I see when they show those videos of our troops coming home and surprising their loved ones, why can't they show more of that?
That's true.
Yeah.
Why can't they show more positive
happy
stuff?
Things that are going on.
Yeah,
I guess people don't care.
show the little bald eagles being born.
I guess ratings. Honestly, I mean, because people want to watch the news to see what's happening. The big action.
Yeah.
No one turns it on to see but you know what for presidential this election, show the good sides of each candidate.
Yeah.
Show the crowds. Show. Stop showing the negatives of all these candidates and let people see both sides because we look to the media for this for elections. They're our gatekeeper. I don't.
Let me ask you guys something. What do you think of Tom Brady's thing? Did you hear
Make
about
America? Oh well, the deflating of the football.
Yeah, how it was reinstated the punishment.
Wait,
I say hashtag free Brady.
Well, I actually
I don't know much
what
about
to.
it.
I mean, 4 games. It's not a big deal, but it is a big deal.
Well, tell us the details. I don't know much about
it.
Well,
it's with the Super Bowl, right? It's with the football being deflated.
Yeah,
they're saying that he cheated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it was a big back and forth. I'll read you this little snippet from CNN. A federal appeals court on Monday ruled in favor of the NFL in the Deflategate case, reinstating New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady's original 4-game suspension imposed by NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Judges Denny Chin and Barrington D. Parker ruled in favor of the league, while Chief Judge Robert A. Katzman ruled for Brady. And so it could possibly go all the way to the Supreme Court.
It probably will, right?
Because he'll probably appeal.
But that'll take a long time.
It'll be years before this thing is resolved.
So he'll probably just be suspended anyways.
I think just sit out the 4 games and be done with it.
Yeah. Don't waste the money.
Yeah.
I agree.
Attention to this.
I understand, like, 4 games is a lot because, like, the football season is so short to begin with. But I mean, just do it, and then you won't have to worry about it.
Did you see Trump? He yesterday at his rally.
I didn't see him.
He said, "Leave Brady alone."
Oh yes, I did see that. I saw that on the morning news.
And then Brady has a "Make America Great Again" hat.
I saw
Their
I saw
friends.
that on your Twitter.
That was
Not
photoshopped.
sure.
Really?
I'm kidding.
I was like,
Joel just got
man, what are you talking about?
No. They did say a few months back that he supported Trump because he had that apparel in his locker room.
Yeah.
Do you have one of those hats?
I have a hat and a sweatshirt.
Of course she does. Come on.
You know what though? I was very iffy on Trump at first. I didn't like. I was like, do I want him in the White House? Not really. And just things like that we're talking about. ESPN, like feminists, like shoving down my throat when I'm on Tumblr. I'm being told that I'm oppressed. Like all of these things culturally have really, really, really gotten me to Trump. And now I'm reading a book on immigration by Ann Cutler, and I'm learning a lot about that. And he's the only person strong in immigration. And I'm realizing, like, just, you make me want to support him when you keep telling me I shouldn't or can't. Like, that makes me want to look into somebody and say, like, well, why is he getting so much heated opposition? Like, by the people that I didn't, like, ever agree with in the first place. Like, Hillary Clinton, you hate Trump? Okay, great, I'm going to go to him now. Like, that's literally what it is. I think he's a real big shot at stamping political correctness. I think that, if he only fixes trade, immigration, and that's all he does, is that really a bad presidency? If he stops the wave of the New World Order coming in with Hillary Clinton, like, that will be all corrupt, like, is it really that bad if that's all he accomplishes? I think that's a good presidency for me. I think it'll unite us in ways that we didn't know that were possible. I think that Ted Cruz, it's not his time. Legislatively, even if he gets things accomplished, we're not going to have the people that were Democrats nodding along with us.
And also, he puts religion in every topic, it seems. And that, I mean, it's
isolating.
Yeah, some things, okay, you can't, like abortion and, we won't get into it, but, abortion and religion, there's some restrictions with that because of, Catholicism and, that their beliefs with that. But, just kind of leave religion on the side. Separation 100%. Of church and state,
And the thing is with him, like, the reason why conservatives and Republicans are losing is because they're losing the national conversation. Young people agree with Democrats. They see us as racist, homophobes, whatever. And someone like Cruz, even if he gets things accomplished, which first of all, he wouldn't even win against Hillary, but even if he did, it'd be 4 years of us being like, the same people that hate us. Trump will say things, he's a common sense, no, but like people are like, well, Cruz is a constitutionalist, he's a real conservative. Where has that gotten us? Do people care? Like he doesn't believe in principle. First of all, Cruz, on the really important issues like immigration, illegal aliens, he's flip-flopped. He had a position, and then once Trump said build a wall, Cruz said, oh yeah, let's build a wall. Like, he's following Trump's footsteps, I think, just to get elected, and I think Trump is actually in this for these reasons, because he saw what's happening with the flood of illegal immigration that the Democrats are trying to have here for the Electoral College, so they get voted so like Democrats always win an election.
And also in the Senate, he isn't all that well liked because he's too conservative on some issues. Like he
can't get along with anybody.
He did, he did that filibuster for he read Green Eggs and Ham for 13 hours or something. I mean, the
shutdown of the government, like, it's just not. I appreciate. First of all, I used to say I appreciate your principle. I appreciate like your beliefs, like, because he does believe a lot of similar things that I believe in, but it's not the way that we're going to get to win this cultural war. We're just not. You're not. And you know what? conservatives are starting to talk about their own base like liberals used to. Like, liberals would say Republicans are racist, blah, blah, blah. Now if you support Trump, they're saying the same things to us than they did whatever. They're leaving us completely in the dust. And you know what? Once you start doing that, you ruin your party. Democrats, Sanders or Clinton, they're not attacking each other. They're completely ruining it, and it's going to be the end of the Republican Party. You know what? I wouldn't be so hurt by that. I think there has to be a new political alignment of some sorts because
I agree.
It's just not working.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's authoritarians now that just believe in censoring speech, whatever. I don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on. And then there's common sense people that like libertarians, conservatives, Republicans, even some Democrats that we just don't agree in like having strict views and shutting everyone else up. And I think we're having a real assault on the First Amendment. We will be back after this segment.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, yeah, you're leaving. Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Matt.
Oh, of course, anytime.
Perfect. I love to talk politics with Matt.